Moussa Dembele.
Well, we could get some news on the injury. I think Jeff Shreves is on the case.
He went over his ankle quite severely.
In with a chance. And he scores right into the bottom corner.
And he's kept his head to just place that into the bottom right, made it look easy.
Looking for some support. Christian Eriksen. He's got space. Here's the shot. And they're so far ahead now, but they've scored again.
Goalkeeper's game is getting worse and worse.
Well, it's just one of those awful days at the office, Martin, that he'll want to come to an end.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992, and today we have a brand new episode. In fact, I think it's the first episode of the Club Squad Builder series. And obviously it's not biased at all, it's going to be Tottenham that's kicking off the series. Now, if you're not familiar with the series, if you didn't watch me last year, I basically just take a club, it's really simple, I just make an ultimate team and do their informs, stuff like that, give it a review out of 10. But for this year it's slightly different because they've added the player instructions in, so I'm going to try and make it as much like real life as possible. So for Tottenham, they have the inverted wingers, they have the right and left back going forward at all times, they have the sort of zonal CDM sort of going forward, staying back a little bit like Mason and Bentaleb, stuff like that. They stay back and let the others push forward. But anyway, let's start off with the goalkeeper. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves right now. And we have, I think he's our captain now, that Kabil and Adebayor. Don't understand why they were done. I think they were just trying to get the money up so they can get more money for them, and it backfired. But anyway, enough. Don't get me started on that. The goalkeeper is going to be the informed Hugo Lloris, and he is an absolute legend in this game. Very good shot stopper, very quick off his line. No conceded any bullshit goals in 13 games, which is very positive, especially this year. And the right back is going to be Kyle Walker. Now, there's not too much to say about Kyle Walker. He is in probably 9 times out of 10 every single BPL squad you come up against. You don't really need to say much. Everyone, I think, universally agrees that he is probably the best right back in the game. Now, the left back is someone I do not like in real life. I think he's a complete liability, and I prefer Ben Davies over him 9 times out of 10. But I'm not going to give up on him. I think there is a good player in there. He just needs to learn defensively. But in this game, he's absolutely fantastic. Now, that slide tackle you actually saw, I actually countered. I didn't score directly from that. I got a corner, which led to a goal. And it was a bit too long for the video, so I just cut it to the slide tackle. But my 2 centre-backs are going to be Eric Dyer, of course, the young man, and my man, Super Jan. Captain Jan, big Vertonghen, that is an absolute monster slide. And even that one, even though I technically missed the second time, it still delayed it. But Dyer's very underrated. I've never seen anyone else use him, and he's absolutely brilliant. He's got great physical. He's not the slowest, and he's got high defensive work rate. So he's got good enough pace, that high physical, good in the air, which is very crucial to the squad. Him and Vertonghen make an absolute fantastic partnership. I don't know what it is, but this is probably my favourite pairing, and that's nowhere biased, is it? Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's it. They didn't actually chip in with too many goals actually overall between. I don't think they actually scored it all for me from like corners and stuff like that. But defensively, they were very strong, very good in the air, and pretty quick as well along the ground. They sort of worked with the right and left backs when I'm covering. Now, my first centre mid is going to be the upgraded informed Silver Bentaleb, and that's my dog making an appearance in the video. But anyway, that was a pretty nice goal by Bentaleb there. He took the ball. I think that guy had been absolutely battering this guy with HURRIKANE. Shocker, he's in the video. And I think he was expecting me to chip it over to HURRIKANE, so he gave me slightly too much space. And as you can see here, I think he pulls a wee bit to the left, and that just gives me the time to cut inside. And I was actually very surprised with that goal. I think that was his only goal against a pretty decent opponent. He was a bit unlucky with the way the game ended. But overall, he's very strong and defensively. Good height on him, great aggression, good enough pace. He's passing isn't that fantastic, but he does his job at CDM, and that's block off and stop the counter, especially when Rose and Walker are pushing forward. Him and my next man Mason slip into that sort of right and left back stream and really keep the squad very well balanced. Now, Mason is absolutely fantastic. He's such a battler, just like in real life. That's exactly the way he plays. Runs about like a headless chicken sometimes, but he gets the ball, he wins it. It doesn't do anything fancy. He hasn't got a great long shot, which I'm a little bit disappointed with, because in real life he's got a very good long shot. That's one improvement, I think, for maybe if he gets an inform or something like that, just to get him a little more better shot. And speaking of someone who needs a better shot, is Dembele. Now, I love this guy because of his strength and his aerial presence in that sort of area, especially from goal kicks from the opposite team. He's always like winning headers, and that sort of keeps the momentum with you. Now, the areas that he can improve is his assists. He's not really that great at passing, lads, and his goal scoring, but everything else, like, sort of as a presence and creates like havoc in the defenders because they can't push him off. That's what he's great at. Now, the next man's Eric Lamela. Now, you can have Townsend, who I will show you in a few seconds, who I actually preferred over Lamela, technically, because, well, he's faster. Let's be honest with it. But anyway, Lamela has got some good ball control, but as you can see here, Townsend just has that nip pace, but also 1,000 times better shooting. I absolutely love Townsend shooting because of his, I think it's 4-star weak foot, so it means he can cut inside, go outside, can absolutely rip it. But Lamela is pretty good as well. He's a better playmaker than Townsend is, but Townsend's more of a goal threat just because of his pace and his goal scoring ability. The next man is probably 50% of reasons why any of you newcomers are actually onto the channel right now, and that's to see what I think of Man of the Match Eriksson. Now, long time subscribers know this guy was like the guy who created my channel. Like, he got me so many subscribers when my Danish national squad builder back in like FIFA 11, FIFA 12. So I absolutely have a soft spot in this guy's heart, and I can't believe he's signed for SPURS, and I can't believe how good he's doing for me. I absolutely love him in real life. His card though can drift in and out of games a lot. I think he's wasted on the left mid spot. You see, for these couple of highlights, I'm needing to cut inside. This goal was absolutely brilliant. This is one of those where I actually swapped him off with, I think, Dembele, and I put him just behind Harry Kane in the striker role. And that's by far his best position. So even if you want to pause it at half within a few minutes, put him in the centre attacking mid and put Townsend on the left. Townsend's very good on the left because he can win headers and he's strong. But Eriksson's the epic playmaker. When he's in the right position, he's a 10 out of 10. But overall, I'd say the card's maybe like an 8 out of 10, just because sometimes he's just not in the right position, because I think he's very, very wasted outside because he doesn't really have the pace of Townsend to get forward a lot. But when he is in the right position, lads, he's absolutely fantastic. Now, the next man is going to be the one of our own, the absolute maniac this year's Harry Kane. So this has got loads of clips because he scored so many goals for me. And I do apologise about the sun and everything. I don't know what's going on. It's really, really bright for some reason in my room. Normally it's not like this. But his aerial prowess is absolutely phenomenal. You see a beautiful ball by, I think this is Lamela. Absolute fantastic cross. Told you, better playmaker. And an absolute dominating header I get for Harry Kane. Now, there's so many aspects of this card that I absolutely love. I had his first silver inform. I didn't bother with the second inform because I knew his gold card was coming out. So what's the point of spending £1 million on a silver inform card when you can get the gold for like 3 coins? And the gold can do that kind of stuff. He's just phenomenal. You can ask anyone who's ever played against him who's actually decent at the game, and I can guarantee they'll say he's an absolute handful. He doesn't have the best pace overall, but what he has is a good enough pace to get by your first man. Like the first few yards, he's got bursty pace, and his strength actually holds him for like the rest of the way. So you don't really need pace with Harry Kane because you've got the strength, and he's right or left footed in this game for some reason. It doesn't seem any weaker, and obviously he can finish like that. But the fact that you've got to remember is he has had 2 informs, so informs usually get the stats really, really high upgrades. So this is technically a 3rd inform that you're getting for free, maybe even under Kane. I don't really know what it is now, but these finishes against, that's the 86 rated Boateng, because I've been playing the squad a lot. Honestly, it actually hurts me to make this video because I just want to keep playing with the squad. But you can see here he's just skipping by the challenges because of that initial burst of pace, and then he can hold it just because of his strength. So he's kind of like everything you need in a striker. And that was just an absolute lovely team goal. You see a lot of team goals in this thing. That's when Eriksson gets involved, those slick little passes. But here's one again with the slide tackles here. That's how dominant the squad is. I think it was Dembele getting involved, and this is just an absolute rocket with his left foot. Goalie's never going to save that. He scored me so many goals. I think I actually show you after the goal highlights, lads. But in your mind, if you're thinking, if you've got like a BPL squad, and if you've got like Diego Costa or something like that, buy this card, because he's 1,000 times better than Costa and Costa's first inform. Now, I have bought Costa's second inform, just not used them yet because I'm going to wait for the Chelsea review. For the Chelsea squad builder, that's going to be coming up maybe next week and the week after, something like that. Depends how good this series goes. If you want to keep seeing it, smash that like button, lads, and drop a comment on any club you want. I don't care who it is. I think Galatasaray was a very, very popular one last year, and that's another. I'm the chip king, what can I say? I did actually score a few more chips with him, but they weren't as nice as that. And I didn't really want to bore these. I tried to just keep it, two chips, 2 headers, 2 finesses, 2 left-footed rockets, right-footed rockets, stuff like that, just to give you an overall balance. So this is sort of Basically, I know I have talked a lot about Harry Kane, but I cannot describe how good he is. You have to play him and just see how strong he is getting past his first man. And his finishing is so clinical. I think there's only one time where I missed a goal where I should have, but I think I was just kind of getting a bit CJ overconfident. I was trying a bit too fancy. But this is actually against my friend Kyle, and he has a very good Serie A, like such a pacey squad. And that he just held them off. Did you see that? He bust past Zunga or whatever his name is, and then he absolutely held off Kerekes. So yeah, definitely try this squad, lads. And it's not biased, is it? No, it really isn't. You can see I run through the bench there. I didn't really use any of them too much, apart from Townsend. But overall, lads, I've got to give this a 10 out of 10. I think I gave last year's one a 9 out of 10, and then 2 years ago 10 out of 10. That was with like second informed Bale and stuff like that. So this is the second time the Spurs are going to get a 10 out of 10, lads. A little bit sad. This squad would be amazing with Sigurdsson sitting beside Dembele, but obviously Sigurdsson moved on. This squad is very good. It has a bit of everything: pace, strength, ability.